Hoş geldiniz arkadaşlar. Merhaba herkese. Welcome everyone. İyi akşamlar. And what is the topic for today? Bugün konumuz nedir? Bugün konumuz could have sentence. Could have form. There are a few different meanings, like scolding people, talking about past habitual things, or talking about unreal possible situations. So we will see how to use that form, how to use that suffix in Turkish. It will be easy as long as you get the final combination. There's a combination of 3 suffixes, but if you don't know the 3 suffixes, I will still try to quickly remind you. So the first intro and prerequisites, it will be for beginner speakers. So as you can read on my stream, by the way, if you haven't joined yet, you should, but first I should start it, of course. Wait, yes. Now I started a stream. You can click on the live button and watch my screen. I am sharing my screen. Let me see how many people are in. There are 9 people. That's great. 11. I think we can start. So in this lesson, we will learn a combination of 3 suffixes. That part can look scary, but as a whole, that combination is used for a possibility, like a possible event in the past that didn't happen for whatever reason. We don't know why. It's not important unless it is indicated, unless it is mentioned. But the key here is it didn't happen. And then we can use it for scolding people. That one is the most fun part of this form. Like you can be like, yeah, you could have done that, but you didn't. You should be guilty. So you will learn how to say that in Turkish. And past habitual things. This last one, we have learned a different alternative forms for this one. So this final combination will just be an alternative to talk about past habitual things. So I keep saying that it's a combination. So we will combine the ability mood, the aorist tense, the simple past tense. It's like abil suffix, ar or suffix, and d suffix. We will put them together. So that's the actual point here. Let's combine all of those previous suffixes together. So let's remember the ability suffix. That was abil. It could be ebil or abil. Maybe I should write them separately, ebil. So we will have aorist. Here I will use er or ir, and past tense will be d. So gitmek, how would you put these together? Git, and then ability, and then aorist, and then the past tense. Okay, that's correct. I didn't specify the pronoun, but yeah, you can change it. By the way, let me do something really quick again. So yes, Cornell, that's correct. That's how we say gidebilirdim. That's how you combine them. Gidebilirdim. This part can be n, can be nothing, can be ke. That depends on the person. Maybe I can just keep it this way. You can fill the last part depending on the person. Ben gidebilirdim, sen gidebilirdin, o gidebilirdi. Like ben, sen, o, biz, siz, onlar. It depends. And let's do söylemek. Abil or abil. So I have or ear, and then D again. Let me see. Söyleyebilirdi, söyleyebilirdiniz. Yes, you guys can keep typing. I will include a note here. This will keep things a little bit more easy, and it is about the vowel harmony. The vowel harmony always uses like a type. What was it called? Always uses one way of the vowel. It's always ebilirdi or abilirdi. The only part where you change is the first vowel. Sometimes abilirdi, sometimes ebilirdi. But the rest of the vowels, they don't change. So is always e. It's always e. Söyleyebilirdi. That's correct, Cornell. That's correct, Havla. So like söyleyebilirdi. The last part could be anything. Söyleyebilirdiniz, söyleyebilirlerdi, söyleyebilirdik, söyleyebilirdin. It depends on the person. Yes, that's a good point. I should also write a second note. When the stem of the verb ends with a vowel, you have to use a Y buffer. Like söyleyebilirdi. In this söylemek verb, the stem means basically root. The root of the verb, söylemek. You remove the mek part. I will change the color like this. Söylemek. It ends with a vowel. E is a vowel. So we have 8 of them. E is one of them. So you have to insert the Y to separate the next one, the next vowel. Söyleyebilirdi. Let's use a different verb. Yapmak. Different as in with a different vowel in it. This time I have I will actually wait, this could be abil or ebil. This part is always ish. Yeah, that's correct. Abil. Yapabilirdi. Whoever you're talking about, now you can insert the personal marker. If you're talking about us, the personal marker will be biz, like ke. Biz yapabilirdik. Siz yapabilirdiniz. Sen yapabilirdin. Ben yapabilirdim. Okay? This is how you do the combinations. And don't forget the notes. It is either ebilirdi or abilirdi. The only part where it changes is the abil here. Abil or ebil. The rest of them, they are the same. So we got the technical part covered. And now let's talk about the meaning. What does that actually mean? When do we use that? So the first meaning of this ability suffix is a possibility that could have happened but didn't happen for whatever reason. For example, you could have died. I know that's a bit dark to start, but you could have died. I didn't die, thankfully, or you didn't die, thankfully, but you could have died. How would you say this? Yes, starting with the strong reality. You can hear this in movies. So my verb here is to die. So I will use the stem of to die, which is ölmek. And my person, my subject is you. So sen. Now I am inserting the abilirdi. And the personal marker for sen is just n. Sen ölebilirdin. You could have died. Like, thankfully, you didn't die. It didn't happen for whatever reason. Okay. And how about the phone could have fallen? Like, you put it on the edge of the table and someone is scolding you like, why did you put it there? It could have fallen. But I took it, now it can't. Yes. You noticed the mistake yourself. Okay, so my verb is to fall, so I will choose the verb stem of to fall. Düşmek. So I am inserting ability parts. And my subject, what is my subject? My subject is the phone, the telephone. And if my subject is telephone, like an object, which is it, like the third singular person. For the it, I have no ending. So that's it. Telefon düşebilirdi. Okay? The phone could have fallen. Telefon düşebilirdi. Okay, and let's think about one last situation. I will fill in this myself, and then I will let you fill in the second table. Çocuk, or the kid, could have drowned in the sea. I am starting to add more information, like in the sea, or the kid could have drowned in the sea. Bu arada Havla, cevapların için spoiler kullanabilir misin? Şöyle yazarsan, hiçbir yere kaçmıyoruz, bekleyebiliriz. We can wait. It helps other people to think about it without, being exposed to the answer. And Nemo, of course, it's C. That would be weird. Okay, so çocuk denizde boğulabilirdi. So to drown is bowl. And deniz, sea, denizde, in the sea, boğulabilirdi. I mean, if you think about it, it is actually the passive form of to drown someone. Ben çocuğu boğdum. I drowned him, if that makes sense. And he was drowned. O boğuldu. So technically, it is still passive. Passive form of to drown. But it is like an independent verb. Okay, so let's move to the second table. What does it say? It is often used with conditional sentences where something could have happened. So, like, if you had done this, this could have happened. Now, if you guys have an idea, have a sentence to try, you can type it in the chat. For example, I'm always using the exam examples. Yeah, using spoilers, obviously. If you had studied, like, more, if you had studied more, you could have passed the exam. So this sentence is used when the kid failed. So I'm now talking about him an unreal alternative timeline, like an unreal situation. You failed, but if you had studied more, you could have passed. Even now, there's a sense of it could have happened, but it didn't happen. You could have passed, but you didn't pass because you didn't study. Yes, Nemo, that is correct. Maybe I can write a note for this. That will be useful to remember. To the second table here. Note the conditional part uses side suffix. There are different ways of doing conditionals, dıysa and side. With this could have happened, we use the side part. Okay, let me write the translation for the first sentence. Daha fazla çalışsaydın sınavı geçebilirdin. Yes, again, that is correct. That is correct. Eğer daha çok ders çalışsaydın Sınavı kazanabilirdin. The correct verb for pass, I think, is geçmek. Sınavı geçmek. It is accusative. Daha çok çalışsaydın sınavı geçebilirdin. You can also say kazanabilirdin, but that depends on the type of this exam. It's a bit complicated. Like if it's an university entrance exam, you can use sınav kazanmak, like sınavı kazandım. But it's a regular exam during a semester. You will not say kazanmak. You will say geçmek. And hayır, sınav yazmak zorunda değilsin. Daha açık olsun diye söylüyorum. Okay, and I will use Megan's sentence. Davet edilseydim gelebilirdim. Davet edilseydim gelebilirdim. You guys can give more examples like this, like saydı conditional with abilirdi ending. That's correct. That's right. I like it. Derse katılsaydın yeni bir konu öğrenebilirdin. Derse katılsaydın yeni bir konu öğrenebilirdin. Ama katılmadın ve yeni bir konu öğrenemedin. If you had joined the lesson, you could have learned a new topic, but you didn't join and you didn't learn. Okula gitmeseydim evde yatabilirdim. Okula gitmeseydim evde yatabilirdim. Correct. Bu da doğru. Yazabilirsin, evet. Keşke okula gitmeseydim. O zaman evde yatabilirdim. Evet Megan, doğru. Bir bakıcım olsaydı daha fazla derse katılabilirdim. Dimsy, now you landed on a dangerous zone. We'll talk about the details of negatives later, but I will stick with the simple negative. İşe gitmeseydin maaş alamazdın. There are different ways of negatives. This one is the simple. You could not have received salary. So this means you received your salary and I'm talking to you like, hey, don't you think if you hadn't gone to work, you couldn't have taken this money? Yeah, she kind of unlocks the, how they say like the box of Pandora, like it's a dangerous zone. It opens up new possibilities. Okay, so that's all for today. Bugün hepsi bu kadar. Let me see how it was a nice lesson. It was nice to see some of you joining and participating. Kendinize iyi bakın. Haftaya görüşürüz.